Here are two things we can learn from Musetti and Shapovalov one-handed backhands. Now, these videos are courtesy of 12KGP Tennis and Court Level Tennis on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channels. I've put their link in the description below. Now, both of them, obviously, world-class players, incredible backhands. But when it comes to these two backhands in particular, we want to take away one thing from the Musetti backhand and one thing from the Shapovalov. And yes, this is Shapo. I just reversed the video. As you can tell, Melbourne is written backward, so I turned him into a right-handed player. So what can we learn from Musetti? When you take your racket back, I actually want you to avoid this position where your strings are facing up. And what I want you to practice is having your racket face directly to the side. We could put a coin on the top edge of the racket and it would balance. When you look at this, it's quite obvious to see why this is happening, and then we'll talk about why you want to do this. When Musetti turns, he has his back elbow up. In fact, he's doing what Vic Braden called air the armpits, ATA. He has his back elbow up, which creates the 90-degree angle that allows, like this angle right here, that allows the rack to be very square and straight up and down. This is called on edge, where all you can see is the edge of the racket. When we look at Shapo, his elbow is low. And because his elbow is lower, he's got that same 90-degree angle between his forearm and the racket, but that leads to his strings being open. Typically, when recreational players are in this position, it's harder to close the racket face later on in the swing, and it makes it harder to hit topspin. So when it comes to the turn, I would practice and I would emulate the Musetti turn. Now, when it comes to the finish, it's actually the reverse. When you look at them finish, and we're going to go a little bit earlier with Musetti, you'll see Musetti is using what is called the right side of the letter V. If I draw his racket, and the letter V, you can see that he has the right side of the letter V. I do not want you to copy this. I want you to copy what Shapo is doing, which is called the left side of the letter V. Again, this is as a righty. It's the reverse as a lefty. When Musetti hits this backhand, he loses his wrist angle. The angle that he had here in between his forearm and racket is then lost, and it now is a straight line. When we look at Shapo on this backhand, he has that same wrist angle that I drew with Musetti, but look how he keeps that wrist angle in the finish from the forearm and the whole arm itself and the racket. This type of swing is going to add a ton of control to your backhand. Now, does Shapo sometimes swing this way? Does he sometimes do this? Yes. All pros do this in certain situations and this in certain situations. But I can tell you that this type of finish is the finish that is going to help a recreational player gain a ton of control. So on the backhand, turn like Musetti in this video, and on the follow-through, finish like Shapovalov. Now, the best way to practice these techniques is at home with a Topspin Pro. You can get a Topspin Pro using my link in the description. I'm also going to pin it in the first comment. I absolutely love the Topspin Pro, and I know you will too. And if you're looking for practice partners, leagues in your area, or a coach close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link for PlayYourCourt. And it's playyourcourt.com/2minutetennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. So go out and film yourself hitting backhands and work on the Musetti turn and the Shapovalov finish. And if you do, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.